One, two, three.
Wait, I don't know if this is recording, so let me check.
No, don't give me more time.
Wait. Okay, it is recording.
Start.
Yeah, go.
Good evening. It's my honor and my privilege to be with you. This is Adham Alaraj. I am originally from Bethlehem. I'm going to share with you a story that challenged me a lot. A story that happened actually not far from my home. And I'm praying that this story will challenge you also and will affect you by preaching to you a lot. Today I'm going to speak from John chapter 12, verse 1 to verse 7. 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was the one Jesus had raised from the dead. So they gave a dinner for him there. Martha was serving them, as Lazarus was one of those residing at the table of him. Then Mary took a pound of perfume, pure and expensive nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped his feet with her hair. So the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. Then one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, was about to betray him, said, "Why wasn't this perfume sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" He didn't say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He was in charge of the money bag and would steal part of what was bought in. Jesus answered, "Leave her alone. She has kept it for the day of my burial, for you always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." In this passage, in this text, my topic will be the anointed of Mary and the grace of Jesus. If we just start looking before this passage, we need to understand something important. That the previous chapter conclude with a poignant picture as the serious war against Jesus began by the Jewish leader to get rid of him. As the scribes and Pharisees considered him a traitor to the council. But this chapter is very important, that reveals to us the existence of honest people who bear witness to the truth, glorifying the Lord and bearing witness to him in this atmosphere of hatred that he was facing from the leaders. So let's start talking about the text. This was the last week actually before the crucifixion of Jesus. This is the last week, and this is the week that made the history change. Today we still remember this week. We still repeat this week, and we still celebrate it. It is the week in which Jesus will be crucified, die, and raised on the third day. In this last week, Jesus came to Bethany. And this city means a house of suffering. Here Jesus gives us a picture of mercy and grace for the world by coming to a city where it calls the city of suffering, to tell people that I came into the world so that they may have life and a better life in me. The visit came as a preparation for us today to understand and celebrate the Passover, to teach us to pay attention to preparing ourselves for spiritual occasion. Also, he came to Bethany after raising Lazarus to continue the effects of his work, as if he came to water what he had sanctified his planting to bear appropriate fruit. And if we ask a question, and we start by this, that there is 4 people in this text. First, people are watching like Lazarus. He was among the people reclining, bearing witness to Christ who raised him from the dead. Second, people serving like Martha. Third, Mary declaring her love for him by pouring perfume on his feet. And Judas, who loves money more than anything. This is the 4 kind of people we always see in our churches. And I want to ask this question for you. Do you want to be like Martha? Just serving the Lord and thinking about practical matters in the church? Or you will like Lazarus, who just listens, comes to church and goes? Or like Judas, who just loves money and think about how you want to collect more? Or will you be like Mary, who gave everything to Jesus? She gives everything she had. What a story that encourages us today to be like Mary. Because the only one who deserves us to give everything for him is Jesus. He died and rose again for our sins, for the sake of grace, so that we might have the hope of living with him. Mary gives everything that what she has. And today my question for you, are you ready to give everything to Jesus? The story also teaches us something important. Generosity looks crazy to the greedy heart. Imagine with someone that he or she is going to funeral and they see the expensive roses and valuables that you paid for this dead person. And you go and ask the people, why you are doing this? It is better to give it for the poor. How will people respond to him or her? This is what happened to Judas. He thought to himself because his heart was greedy. And he did not think about the great work that Mary had done. In verse 7, we see the grace of Jesus in the text, where he told him to leave her alone. And this alone is a message in which Jesus tells us that he defends all the oppressed, the generous givers, and the people who are searching for spiritual life. That he is with them and will not leave them. Today, I encourage you to be like Mary. Give generously and give to the Lord what he deserves, because he stands at the right hand of the Father, defending you and protecting you. Finally, my application for you to get while we finish this sermon. First, be a servant of Jesus. Second, be generous for Jesus. Third, always bear witness to the love and grace of Christ in your life. Amen. Thank you.